I'm taking what I want and you can't stop me. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my glorious channel. As you saw by the title of this video, we're going to be doing a Bridgerton review about things that I'm tired of seeing. So here we go. So first off, let me say that I actually loved this show. At first I couldn't get into it. I don't know what it was, but I was not paying attention, and I told my best friend, like, I don't know, maybe I wasn't paying attention, and she's like,
no, you weren't paying attention.
I was like, okay. So I watched it again, and literally I lied to you not, guys, when I say I've watched it 6 times. I literally love this show. It is sexy and romantic, and I don't know, I loved it. But there were some things that we need to discuss, just for my peace of mind. You know, no one asked, but here's my point of view. Bridgerton is a 8-book series, and the first book focuses on Daphne and the Duke. And after that, each book is supposed to focus on each sibling, because there are 8 Bridgertons. I don't know if that's what the series is going to be about, but that's just how the books are lined out. So yeah, so it's set in the 1800s surrounding the marriage market. So we come in seeing that everyone's getting ready for Daphne to go to her opening or christening, or I don't know what they call it. She's coming out, basically saying like, I'm ready to be married. And so yeah, this is surrounding the marriage market. So I'm gonna talk about the siblings in order. They are also named alphabetically. So first you have Anthony Bridgerton, who is 30, the eldest son, the heir. He's very cocky, very headstrong, takes his heir roles, his heir responsibilities very seriously. He's very judgmental. You know, he has a high ego and makes it known that he is in charge. Like, I'm the Viscount, I'm the one making these decisions, even to his mother. And I'm just like,
that's your mother.
But you know, back then there was the ranking that even the mother has to answer to the son, and that shit, they can keep it. He's also quick to pass judgment on Daphne, which I thought was baffling given his romances with Sienna that everyone knows about, but he's just not going to acknowledge that he's, you know, made this woman unpure or whatever. He's had with this woman and he's not married and has no intentions of marrying her. So he's angry with Daphne and the Duke for taking liberties on Daphne, but he has no remorse, or he is going to continue to take his liberties with Sienna until she's like, I don't think so. We're not doing this anymore. You can leave. Period. So now we're gonna move on to Benedict. I liked Benedict. All he wants to do is fly under the radar and be a little artist, and he's not judgmental, and you can tell that he really takes toward Eloise. Oh, I just love that. And they have this bond that's just like, I just love them, okay? Okay, so Benedict is the second born, 27. He has less responsibilities, and he enjoys having less responsibilities because then he's able to, you know, go and do what he wants to do, which is paint. He wants to be an artist. He wants to freelance. He wants to do what he wants to do and not have the scrutinies of being a Bridgerton. Duh. In the beginning of the series, he was single, I think, like not dating anyone, not wanting to court anyone. But by the end of the series, he was dating, talking to, having fun with, entertaining, courting Genevieve, who is the seamstress. So next we have Colin Bridgerton, who is the 3rd oldest. He's 22. He's very sweet, very romantic. I think he has this like young nature about him. I don't know what it is, but it's something that is just, he enjoys travel. And he seems to be a proper gentleman. He never took any liberties with Marina, even when she was pressing him like, you gonna marry me or not? I thought that was, you know, he was just sweet. So Daphne. Daphne Bridgerton. Everyone wants Daphne. Daphne is this gorgeous girl who plays off her pretty privilege and uses that to her advantage of getting a husband, which, you know, in the 1800s, as you should. So She's the fourth child. She's 21 years old, the eldest daughter, and wants to follow in her parents' footsteps of marrying for love and having this romantic unrequited marriage that everyone wishes that they could have in that time. She is finding herself, which I think she is finding herself in this series, and she's learning more about herself and actually starting to ask more questions as she's starting to get into her, or once she's courting, but then as she's married, she's asking more questions. Like, y'all keep saying women are these dainty creatures, but I deserve to know this information. I deserve to know what happens in a marriage. Like, what is it? I thought that was good. She's not afraid to stand up for herself. She's not afraid to stand up to herself against men, which 1-2 to the that guy that was supposed to marry her. I don't know his name, but that one guy. She definitely knows how to play off her beauty, which is what I said, the pretty privilege. And low-key, she became very dominant in the bedroom, if you know what I mean. And we'll get into that. So Eloise is the fourth child. She's 17. She's very headstrong. I loved Eloise. I can't even lie. Coco, I just thought she was so, I feel like I related to her and Marina the most in this whole season, this whole series. They were just so like, I'm not taking your shit. And if I was in this time period, which if you know me, then you know, I believe I have lived in this time period before. I feel like they are the most headstrong, the most ones. It's like, I'm not taking your BS. I don't have to deal with this. You're not going to tell me. Da, 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 da. But Eloise is more of a, this doesn't make sense. And how are you going to tell me that I have to do this? Like, there has to be more to what you're saying. So she's very headstrong, very inquisitive. She's very relatable and willing to go against the norm. I think at 17 in this time, in this like era, is very, you have to have like thick skin, and when she has a question, she's not gonna let it go, and she just has to get it until it just makes sense to her. That's me. Okay, so that's the characters. Let's move on to what I loved about the series. The Queen. I loved the Queen. She was the Black woman in charge. No one disrespected her. No one said anything crazy to her. Everyone knew that when she arrived, it's something happening. Her wigs were the first thing that I noticed. I remember in one of the scenes, she came out with this gorgeous, huge afro. Like, I was just like, yes, that's what we need to see. One thing that I did notice, and I watched this like 6 times, and every time I caught something different that I didn't notice the first time, which means I was not always paying attention. I did notice that the king had Alzheimer's, and they would make little notes to him, like he was only in frame one time, and as far as I know, Coco. But regardless, everyone knew that the queen was in charge, regardless of if her husband was there or not. Period. They knew, like, if you need something, go to the queen. If you go to the queen. Go to the queen, go to the queen, go to the queen. That was just phenomenal to me, especially in this time period, because in the 1800s, I believe slavery in the 1800s ended around the time that this book was like the time frame of this book. I just kept making notes of stuff like that in my head. Like, would this really be happening? Because slavery. I think that slavery was different in different parts of the world versus America, because America's trash. Anyway, I really loved the romance between Daphne and Simon. It was just so pure and like sweet, and then not innocent but innocent but not innocent. And I just think that it played for a good storyline. I loved Bridgerton overall, but let's talk about what didn't work. It's the colorism for me. So the Black characters first, I really enjoyed the Black characters. I thought they brought each their own different personality to the character, and I really enjoyed seeing them on screen. There were 7 Black characters, 7 prominent Black characters that we saw throughout the show. The Queen, the Duke, Marina, Lady Danbury, Will, who's the Duke's friend, Genevieve, the seamstress, and Lord Hastings, the Duke's father. Dark skin versus light skin and their characteristics. The dark-skinned characters, the darker characters on this series were Lord Hastings, the father, Lady Danbury, and Will. So off the bat, what I noticed about these characters, one, Lord Hastings is the villain. Everybody hates him. He's rude, he's despicable, he hates his family, he hates his wife, he hates his son, he hates everybody, he's demeaning, he's calling people out, he is rude. Then you have Lady Danbury, who we don't really know much about, but she raised the Duke because, of course, father didn't want him. And we know that she's not afraid to say what she is thinking, but she also has this very stern, strong, I'm not taking your bullshit type of demeanor. Okay, so then you have Will, who we don't really know much about again, but we do know that he's married with kids. And we don't really see him being intimate with his wife, being romantic with his wife, being playful and joking and loving with his kids. We don't really see that part of him. We see he's a friend to the Duke and he's an aggressive boxer. So then for the rest of the characters, we have Marina, the Duke, the Queen, and Genevieve, the seamstress. What do you notice? So then you had other black characters that were sprinkled all around in the series. They were fanning the Queen or the housekeepers at the Duke's other house, wherever they went when they got married. And you know, at different balls and such things as that. I know one of the men that wanted to dance with Daphne was also a dark-skinned man. As they are matriculating through society, you do see the black people, and I feel like that was done strategically just so the show can say, see, we have black people. But Shonda, I expected more. I just expected more from Shonda because she has all these hit running shows and she tackles these topics like such as race and, you know, women empowerment and all these different things so well. So to have her name tied to this and it just kind of missed the mark just a little. Okay, so Daphne. One thing that I didn't like about Daphne as her and the Duke are getting acquainted and everything like that, and she wants, and then she finds out that, or how children are made and everything else, I did not like the force she put upon him to get her pregnant. And I just thought that was like far left, especially because the whole time the Duke was just so ready, like, if you consent, I'll do this. Do you want me to go farther? Do you want me to stop? You know, tell me what you want and I'll, you know, do what you want. And then she's just like, no, I'm taking this baby from you. I thought that that was just very, with the whole Me Too thing. And I think and I know it's in the book, but I mean, that was just a lot. Like, it just wasn't fair to her character, I don't think, because she went from being this innocent, loving character all of a sudden to, I'm taking what I want and you can't stop me. Okay, but overall, I really love the show. I can't wait for season 2. I'm still gonna be binging season 1 because I have nothing else to watch. Let me know what your suggestions are down below. Let me know if y'all thought I was reaching in this, or if you agree, or you saw things that I did not see. Let's have a conversation. We can continue the conversation in the comments. Of course, be respectful. And that's all I have for you guys today. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you love it, sub it. Comment down below what was your favorite part, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Coco. I'm recording. So, do I keep moving out of focus? Coco. It's Coco. Oh, go ahead. They have this bond that's just like, is it my eyes or am I not